Hello. In this video, we're going to discuss quadratic inequalities. We're going to discuss how to solve them, the different cases of it. For example, over here, I have a less than equals to sign. What would we do for a greater than equals to sign, for a less than sign, or for a greater than sign? Okay. For the first thing that you need to remember is that the coefficient of x squared for your quadratic inequality should always be positive. Okay, so whenever you're solving a quadratic inequality, the first thing that you need to see is your coefficient of x squared. Okay, for positive, I mean it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, but it cannot have any negative value. It cannot be -2, it cannot be -3, -5, or any other negative number. Okay. The second thing that you need to remember is that the answer of the quadratic inequality cannot be an equality. इसका क्या मतलब है? For example, over here, I have a quadratic inequality. My answers cannot be somewhat like this. X equals to 15 or x equals to 2 or x equals to -2 or -6. Okay. I will be having my answers in the form of an inequality only like this. X is less than equals to -2 or x is greater than equals to 5. Now, I'm just giving random solutions for inequalities. I haven't solved it yet. I'm just giving example of what kind of answers you can expect from your quadratic inequalities. X can be between 6 and -7. Okay, so you can expect these kind of answers from your quadratic inequality. You cannot expect equality in your answer. Okay. Now let's solve this. How do we solve quadratic inequalities? We solve them in the same way as we solve quadratic equations. Okay, breaking up the middle term, factorizing it. Okay, the only thing which is different is over here we're going to find critical values instead of the values of x. Okay, and we'll use those critical values to determine our answer. Okay, let's see. The first thing that we're going to do is breaking the middle term. So I have 2x squared minus x minus 15. It's going to become 15 into 2 is 30. X squared minus 6x plus 5x minus 15 is less than equal to 0. I'll take 2x as common. So this will become x minus 3 plus 5. X minus 3 is less than equal to 0. I'll get 2x plus 5. X minus 3 is less than equal to 0. Okay, now over here, that's the important part, that x cannot be taken as minus 5.2 and cannot be taken as 3. Okay, these will be your critical values. So you're going to write critical values over here, critical values, and how you're going to find them out? You'll take 2x plus 5 equals to 0. So x will come out as minus 5.2. And you'll take x minus 3 equals to 0. So x will come out as 3. Remember, these are not your answers. These are just your critical values that are going to help you in finding out the answer. Okay. Now, what do you need to do? You need to make a number line, okay, and make a quadratic curve that passes through 2 points on the number line. Here, you're going to mention your critical values. So minus 5.2, since it's less than 3, would come over here. And 3 is greater than minus 5.2 would come over here. When we have a less than equal to sign, we're going to shade the portion below this line, below this number line, or below the x-axis. Okay, so we're going to shade this portion over here. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that my values of x are only valid from minus 5.2 till 3. So my answer would say that x is less than equal to 3. As x is less than equal to 3, x cannot be greater than 3. And x is greater than equal to minus 5.2. So yes, my answer is a range that says that x is valid from minus 5.2 till 3. Okay. This means that x is less than equal to x is greater than minus 5.2, greater than equal to minus 5.2, and this means that x is less than equal to 3. And this whole answer means that x is between minus 5.2 and 3. One thing that should come into your mind is कि ये equals to क्यों लगाया? Equals to is just lagaya because I had in equals to over here. So I'll also have an equals to in my answer. Okay, that is a very simple approach to it. Now let's solve some different kinds of questions. Okay, मेरे पास यहाँ पे एक greater than sign. Let's see यहाँ पे क्या होता है. Again, the first thing that we're going to see that the coefficient of x y is positive. We are good to go, and we're going to solve it by breaking the middle term. I have 14. So 14 is 7 into 2 हो जाएगा. So x squared plus 7x minus 2x minus 14 is greater than 0. I'll take x as common, x plus 7 minus 2 x plus 7 is greater than 0. So x minus 2, x plus 7 is greater than 0. Okay, remember I cannot have my answer like this. X is greater than 2, x is greater than minus 7. This answer is absolutely wrong. What you're going to do is you're going to find the critical values, okay? The critical values would be 2 and minus 7. 2 kaise aaya? If I take x minus 2 equals to 0, I'm going to get x as 2. If I take x plus 7 equals to 0, I'll get minus 7. So these are my critical values. How am I going to use the critical values? I'm going to make a minima over here that passes through 2 points on the number line. I'm going to mention these critical values where this minima intersects the number line, okay? So minus 7 will come first over here because minus 7 is smaller than 2, and 2 would come over here. Now, over here, I had a greater than sign, okay? So greater than का मतलब है that my values would be valid for my values of x would lie. No, sorry. I would have my values above the x-axis or the number line, okay? So I'll shade the portion above the x-axis, this portion over here and this portion over here. So this means that my values of x are valid towards the right of 2, okay, and towards the left of minus 7. Towards the right of 2 का मतलब है कि my x की values would be greater than 2, and towards the left of 7 का मतलब है my values of x would be less than 7. So for a greater than sign, you're going to shade the portion above the number line, okay, and your answers would be x is greater than 2, and x is less than minus 7. One thing again that should come into your mind is कि हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे equals to 2 नहीं लगाया because I didn't have an equals to sign in my question, okay? So since I didn't have an equals to sign in my question, तो इससे मैंने यहाँ पे equals to नहीं लगाया, यहाँ पे सिर्फ greater than आएगा और यहाँ पे less than आएगा, सही है? I'll repeat both of these cases. When I had a less than sign, what did I do? I shaded the portion below the number line, okay? This portion below the number line, okay? I used my critical values to get my answer, and my answer would be in the form of a range from minus 5.2 till 3, okay? Over here, when I have a greater than sign, I'm going to shade the portion above the x-axis, okay? I'm going to shade this portion and this portion above the x-axis. And my answer would be that x is greater than 2 and x is less than minus 7. Let's take another question from the past papers. X minus 1, x minus 5 is greater than 12. Remember one thing, your answer cannot be x minus 5 is greater than 12 and x minus 1 is greater than 12 and x minus 5 is greater than 12. That is wrong. ठीक है, एक चीज याद रखना, whenever you are solving quadratic inequalities or quadratic equations, you need to have 0 on the other side, okay? So if you don't have 0 on the other side, you're going to multiply and then you're going to solve the quadratic equation or the inequality, okay? और फिर जो 12 है ना, इसको हम लोगों को दूसरे साइड पे शिफ्ट करना पड़ेगा. तो मेरे पास क्या हो जाएगा, x minus 5, x minus 1 है, तो this will become x squared minus 5x minus x plus 5 is greater than 12. I'm going to shift this 12 on the other side because I need to have a 0 over here. So this will become x squared minus 5x minus x becomes minus 6x plus 5 minus 12 becomes minus 7 is greater than 0. Okay. अब क्या होगा? I'm going to break the middle term and factorize. This will become x squared minus 7x plus x minus 7 is greater than 0. X taken as common plus 1, x minus 7 is greater than 0. So x plus 1, x minus 7 is greater than 0. Okay. Now you have to write your critical values. So critical values are going to help you find the answer. Okay. So now critical values would be x equals to minus 1 and 7. Minus 1 यहाँ से आएगा, x plus 1 equals to 0 लेके, and x minus 1 equals to 0 लेके मेरे पास 7 आएगा. So these are my critical values. Again, the same thing, draw a number line, make a minima, and mention your critical values where your where curve crosses the number line or the x-axis. So this will become minus 1 and this would be 7. Okay. I have a greater than sign over here, so I'm going to shade the region above the number line or above the x-axis. So it would be this region over here and this region over here. So this means that my values of x are valid to the right of 7 and to the left of -1. So I'll get x is greater than 7 and x is less than -1. ठीक है, जब भी मेरे पास greater than sign होगा तो मेरे पास जो region shade होगा that would be above the x axis. Okay, and my answers would look somewhat like this. यहाँ पे equals to sign क्यों नहीं लगाया, क्योंकि मेरे पास question में equals to sign नहीं था, जैसे जैसे यहाँ पे भी equals to sign नहीं लगाया. Okay. ठीक है. Now let's take another question over here. यहाँ पे I can say that my coefficient of x square is negative. Okay. Whenever your coefficient of x square is negative, you're going to multiply the whole equation with a -1. Okay. In order to make this coefficient positive. ठीक है. तो क्या करना है? Change the inequality sign whenever we divide or multiply both the sides with a negative number. Inequality sign change होगा. Okay. Multiply, let's multiply everything with -1. So I'm going to get x squared plus x minus 6. यहाँ पे जो मेरा inequality sign है ना, that is going to change. And that happens whenever I'm going to multiply both the sides with a negative, or I'm going to divide both the sides with a negative sign, or the negative value. I'll get less than equal to 0. This will become x squared minus or plus 3x minus 2x minus x is less than equal to 0. So x plus 3 minus 2 x plus 3 is less than equal to 0. So I'll get x minus 2 x plus 3 is less than equal to 0. Now, I cannot write my answer like this. X is less than equal to 2 and x is less than equal to -3. That is wrong. I'll have to find out the critical values first. The critical values would be x equals to 2 and -3. Okay. How did I find the critical values? I took x minus 2 equals to 0. I got x has 2 and x plus 3 equals to 0. So I got x has -3. Now what do you need to do? You need to make a number line. Okay. Make a minima and mention the critical values over here. Okay. Just remember that you are not being marked to make this graph. Okay. You're not being marked to make this graph. So ये graph को अच्छा बुरा होना जरूरी नहीं है. Okay. This graph will only help you in determining your answer. That's it. Okay. Now, what sign do I have? Would I take a less than equal to sign or a greater than equal to sign? My question to greater than equal to are. One thing that you need to remember, whatever is your final inequality, you're going to take that sign. Okay. So final inequality is over here. We're going to take the sign less than equal to. Less than equal to means that you're going to shade the portion below the x-axis. So it would be this portion over here. And that means that your answers of x are valid from -3 till 2. So you'll have a continuous answer, which would be that x is less than equal to 2. Okay, x is less than equal to 2 and x is greater than equal to -3. So this whole answer means that your answer is valid from -3 till 2. Okay. One more question and then we're going to end this session. Over here you have x plus 3, 1 minus x is less than equal to x minus 1. Please ये नहीं करना कि x plus 3 को less than x minus 1 ले लो और 1 minus x को less than x minus 1 ले लो. This approach is wrong. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to multiply both of them. You need to have 0 on this side. So you're going to shift both of these values to the other side. So you'll get x minus x squared. So when I multiply x minus x squared plus 3 minus 3x, okay, less than x minus 1. If I just arrange this equation, I'm going to get minus x squared. X minus 3x becomes minus 2x plus 3. I'm going to shift both of them to the other side. So this will become minus x plus 1 is less than 0. Okay. Now I have 0. I can solve this quadratic inequality. Just remember, whenever you're solving quadratic equations and quadratic inequalities, before you factorize, you need to have 0 on the other side. Okay. So then get minus x squared minus 3x plus 4 is less than 0. Again, I have a coefficient of x squared as negative. I'm going to multiply the whole equation with a negative sign. I'm going to get x squared plus 3x minus 4 is greater than 0 over here. Why? Because whenever you multiply both the sides of the negative sign, you're going to change the sign of the inequality as well. Now break the middle term. This will become x squared plus 4x minus 4 is greater than 0. So x plus 4 minus 1 x plus 4 is greater than 0. So x minus 1, x plus 4 is greater than 0. Now you need to find your critical values. Your critical values would be what? 1 and minus 4. So I'll like the critical values as 1 and minus 4. I'm going to do the same thing, make a minima, okay, make a curve that passes through the number line at 2 points, okay, and mention the critical values over here. Minus 1, 4 would come over here, and 1 would come over here. I have a greater than sign, so I'm going to shade the region above the x-axis or my number line. It would be this region. This says that my value of x is valid for values towards the right, and my value of x is valid towards the left of minus 4. So my answer would be that x is greater than 1 and x is less than minus 4. Again, I'm saying that this curve, there are no marks for this curve. There's no need to make a neat curve for it. This curve will only help you in finding out the answers. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, so you can ask them in the comment section. Okay, thank you. That's